Hey guys, how you all doing? Cryptogasm here for Cryptogasmic. Freedom feels really good. So, before we get into today's market review, I want to take this opportunity to wish you and your families an amazing 2018. Just remember, guys, sometimes you got to walk away from the computer. Trading, crypto, getting rich, it's not everything in your life. There's a great saying that says, um, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. So for me this year, I'm going to redefine the word happiness, words like happiness, success, failure. And, I'm going to change what they mean to me. Losing money is not failure, or making money is not success. But what can I do to help people and help myself and help my family and help other people? That's success. For me, it's different for everybody. But the one thing I can tell you is that with my many years of experience and being rich, being broke, being rich again, being broke, is that the constant pursuit of more money is never the answer. It's nice to have, but it doesn't define your happiness. Find something within yourselves that can contribute to a better society, and just be kind, all right? I love cryptocurrency because I love it. Okay, we also get a chance to make some money out of it, but don't let it get your head all stirred up and going and, breathe and just look at things from a different perspective and, take the emotion out of your trading and put the emotion into helping other people in your life. So I wish you all the best for 2018 and your families, and I hope it's a very healthy, happy, full of personal growth, and hopefully it's a big year in crypto. So let's do a bit of a market review here today. I think that we're going to start with Bitcoin. So what I see over all cryptocurrencies is we've had huge expansions in price over the last couple of months. So everything's had to sort of calm down a little bit, correct itself. And, I think now it's all starting to find a bit more stability. We've got new price points. All old prices are gone. And we're just finding those new price points. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. Okay. In my last review, I told everybody I think it's going to bounce between 13 and 15, 12, 15, 13, 14. It's going to bounce around this region for a week, 2 weeks, something like that. And it's basically what it's done, It's sort of just bounced in this region. It's hitting this trend line and bouncing off. So for me, it was a great opportunity to get in and buy some more Bitcoin. As I said, I sold all of mine under 10 grand. Not all of them, but most of it. But now I kind of treat this area here as the beginning of the new cycle. Okay, so I'm just going to play the Elliott waves as we go. And I believe all of this price point is now behind us. So I'm now looking to stack my Bitcoin. As I've said, everybody enters crypto through Bitcoin, through Ethereum, through these kind of things, through Coinbase and the other exchanges that don't have so many coins on them. Luckily, I'm in Bittrex, I'm in Bitfinex, I'm in Kraken, but they're denying entry to a lot of people at the moment because they just can't keep up. So I'm sure somebody will stand up and get their shit together regarding the exchanges. But for now, a lot of people are going to enter. And, over Christmas, I believe families are going to be together and everybody I know is asking me about crypto. And, even the non-believers there's still the non-believers there, but that's okay. I don't argue with non-believers. I just say, okay, no problem. I don't put them down. I don't make out anything. I just say, okay, no problem. I believe, you don't, no problem for me. So that's where I'm going with Bitcoin, using Bitcoin as the granddaddy of all of it. And I think that a lot of people are going to be entering through Bitcoin, and I think everything's calmed down now over Christmas. We reached that 20,000 point, and we've had the really nice retracement. If we look at it from here, okay, we've bounced twice off the 78.6 line. So it looks like we've got some good support in this zone. And you're going to see the same patterns on a lot of the RSI and the MACDs and things like that. The long the longer time frames are still falling because we had great expansions in price. Since June, we went from $2,000 to $20,000 in Bitcoin. Okay, so if you can't take 1,000% gains, sorry, if you want to take 1,000% gains, you've got to be able to take 100% losses or 50% swings. So that's why it's so important to get in and out of the right spots. So I'm going to be stacking Bitcoin, but I'm also going to be looking to play the swings on the as we go. So you're going to see the same pattern. The smaller time frames, that one's still right up there. But hitting the bottom, starting to build, and it's all momentum. 6 hour turns into the 12 hour. Okay, it's just turning, which will turn into the daily, and the weekly was, sorry, the 3 days still falling. It's at the bottom, getting ready to turn the weekly. So it's all a game of momentum. So this is really going to ramp up, I think, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, myself personally. And I'm going to be playing these swings. I'm not really interested in playing these smaller waves within waves, even though they are there. I'm looking for 22,000, where I think we'll probably get a little bit of a bounce back. We're going to test this 20,000 area. You got to remember, we're dealing with psychology, emotions. It's when Bitcoin hit $20, it was hard for people to get their head around that it was $1 and now it's $20. So now we're looking at 20,000. People had to get their head around 10,000, and they did here in this area. Look, okay, and there's 15, and we've got to get used to the 20,000. And I think once we sort of get from this 20 and we bounce off back through, I think we're going to go to 30 to 50 really, really fast, and 50 to 100. So the idea now is to stack Bitcoins through the other trades. Hold all of your value in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. Anytime you win a trade, put your money in those currencies and just use 10% of your money to swing trade. That's my advice. So moving on, OMG. We've had a really good trade with so far. Really hammered towards our target and dropped back really quickly. Luckily enough, I got in and managed to sell 16,355 or something like that. I didn't think it would retrace this fast. So now we're looking at where we're going to re-enter on the next wave. Or if you didn't get out, don't panic. Right? It still looks strong. Okay? Everything still looks strong. The reason I got into this was because the bigger picture is looking really strong. Okay? So if we look at the different indicators, we can see, look, the 3-day, it's only just starting to grow on OMG. So if you didn't manage to cash out on your target, don't settle for less. I didn't sell out a hell of a lot. I sold out a little bit just to take a little bit of profit. But I'm actually going to be looking to rebuy more. Because, I want to throw 2 Bitcoins at it, and I want those 2 Bitcoins to be 5 Bitcoins. And the next trade, I'll throw 3 Bitcoins at it, and I want those 3 to become 7. Okay? So we've got to think really smart, guys. You don't need to be on... Think smart, guys, right? What I'm seeing in the room is you're all chasing. You're still chasing. Even though you might not think you're chasing, you're all chasing. Have you seen this one pump? That one pump? We just got to pick our trades and build our Bitcoin values. Build it, and we're going to build it. So when it does hit that 50 grand, You got 10 Bitcoins in your pocket. You got no more student debt. You can go pay your mortgage. You can take your wife on a holiday. That's what we're working towards. So remember that. It's not about getting your head caught up in the now and watching this go 30% and 50%. We're trying to do these trades so we can build our Bitcoin, build our Ethereum, because we're about to hit a complete new level of price where they won't come back. So with OMG, I'm going to try not to make this too long today. If we're looking to get back to the all-time highs up here, okay, this is my target, but we could easily stretch into this 28. We might meet some resistance. These yellow lines I've drawn are where I'm expecting to meet resistance on the way up and on the way down. And you can see now, if we come to a smaller time frame, I'm hoping we can turn this here into a little bit of support and go again from here. But we could possibly drift down into here, okay? And then take off from there. I got no doubt we're going to take off again, but it's so important not to chase things, guys, okay? Don't chase and don't panic sell. I didn't sell as much as I wanted. It dropped so fast, so I'm still holding. So if you're still holding, I'm still holding probably 70%. I only managed to get 20 or 30% over. But I took a little bit of profit, but I'm looking for a place to rebuy in OMG. And then I'm going to be looking for this target up here of over 20,000, okay? So I'm going to be looking to improve my position, so I'm going to be keeping my eye on that one. And I'm going to be looking around okay. So I'm looking to see what it does in here, where it is now, under 15. And if we fall through there, I'm going to be looking here, under 14, 13 and a half. Okay, just in this area here. And then we'll take it from there. If it wants to fall through further, okay, then it falls through. And this is the great thing about having a roadmap. I'm not going to panic. Well, I won't even panic when it comes to here. I'll just make a decision. I'll make a decision. Do I sell or do I hold on? And if we get through this trend line, then I'll probably just get rid of it. And that's it. We just take what the market can give us, guys. And what we've got to do is react to the market. Don't react to the impulse that's happening right now. Like, that's going up. I've got to react to it. Let it do it and react to when it stops and get a seat at the table and get ready. Okay? Just react to what the market is doing. Don't chase things up. React to what it gives you and be prepared. Okay? So I'm preparing in these areas here now. Okay? For OMG. And then I've got a final target up here of around 22 to 23. But who knows? We may get up here. We may not do it in this leg. We might do an ABC and then come back down, and then we might make our way back up. But either this leg or the next leg. And the thing that I'm loving with all crypto that we're seeing is just upward trends in everything. Twend. I was going to say twend, you wasky wabbit. We're seeing trends in everything, all right? Upward trend. And what we're doing now, we're seeing big wave threes, which basically alleviates all of the old price points. And it's very important when you're doing your charts, guys, and you're going to look at old history. Because remember, we deal with emotions. So all that a chart is a print of previous emotions. Okay, so if we look at the tops here, we can see they basically sort of in here in the previous cycle resistance, and it was resistance there, and it met resistance here as well. Okay, and then if we go up to the next levels in here, kind of where we got to today. Okay, it met resistance up here. Okay, so I'm getting this price point up here as well as Fibonacci. I'm kind of looking at these previous points of This is why I think we're going to get up into here. So hold on OMG for quite a while. Okay, Ripple. Ripple, we had a really good trade. I hope everybody made some money on Ripple. You should have. Okay. So on Ripple, and like everything else, we made such an expansion in price with Ripple. And if we go back and we look at so we did a whole cycle here. We bled down, we got depressed, and we've impulsed out. Now, I'm now on the Ripple train. I should have got on here. I should have listened to Joshy and a few other guys who were telling me to get in here at 25 cents, but that's just not how I trade. I let it do its thing and then react to it. So we've completed 5 waves here. But like everything else that's happening in crypto world, we may get a denial of an ABC retracement here. Traditionally, this would go after the 5. It would go something like A, B, maybe come back down and tag the trend line, maybe. Something like that. And then start again. But what's happening with a lot of coins is, and like EOS did the same thing, and a few of others, is they come down and then they just start a whole new cycle. So another way of looking at it could just be that if we look at it in a smaller picture like this, okay, and take this off, that maybe this was just leading into a 1 and a 2. I don't know right now. I'm not sure. Okay. So I'm just going to sit and wait. And even if I don't catch an impulse, it seems to be gaining some support here if I look at the smaller time frame. So we've got a little bit of a downward trend kind of happening here. So this could come down and do that double tag that we've seen a few times and then take off again. But it may go A, B, and it may fall through. So I'm going to wait and just see. And I think Ripple is a big long-term coin. I'm not a huge fan of it from a fundamental point of view, but I speak to not regular because I'm a regular, we're all regular, but other people who are not so heavily into crypto, and they all want in on Ripple. They like the fact that there's bank behind it and government and things like that. For me, it goes against everything that crypto is supposed to stand for. But if we're talking about making money and the everyday person, I've got no doubt Ripple's probably going to end up on Coinbase or something like that, and it's going to go through the roof. So we just got to make sure we get our seat ready, and I am going to get back in Ripple at some point. I made a really good 140% or something off the trade, and I've kept some aside, which I will do with everything, and just stack them and see where we are in 6 months, next Christmas maybe even, and just see what they're worth. So I do my trade, I keep 10%, 20%, 15%, I just keep it aside, and that's it. So keeping the eye on Ripple, and I'd like you guys to keep your eyes on Ripple and just see whether it turns and gets support or whether it continues this downward trend, which matches up with the cloud. So it's either going to turn around and bounce back up through the cloud, which means maybe we've got another impulse. If we don't catch that, we always know that if it's a 1, we're going to get a 2. So I'll look to enter there if I don't catch the impulse. More than likely, I'll take the wave 2. Or this might continue to fall through the cloud, and at that point, we're more likely to have an ABC retracement of the whole move. So then we might be looking at something like this. Okay. We might look at a 50%, 61.8, probably down on this trend line. So just be careful with Ripple at the moment. What are the indicators showing? So that's on the bottom and starting to turn already. It's still falling, falling, still growing, and loads of room to go. So we just got to wait And there you go. There's the monthly, just turning now. So the long-term picture for Ripple is awesome. I believe, and we could go right up into here. Where's the previous points? Okay, so we may even get a new wave 1 out of here that comes up and tests the top of the previous cycle. That would make sense as well. Okay, if we do find support here somewhere, that we get something like this. If we do get support in here, we might get something that goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if that is the case, then okay, we'll just grab it on the wave 2. If we miss this, don't chase it, guys. Okay, if it takes off, don't all start flashing green dildos around the place, and just chill out. All right, hang out. Okay, Neo, I've been in. Sorry, no, this is Neo Bitcoin, which I didn't get in, but it's working perfectly. And this is just a smaller wave of a big wave to come. This is why it's so exciting. So this is just a waves within the waves, maybe back up to this previous high. All right, and then you're looking at gains of, even if you were to get back in on the 2, 200%. So there's going to be so many 200%, and I believe we're going to hit these previous highs as more money comes into the market, especially in these bigger coins. So that's why it's good to hold them. But whoever took my advice and got into Neo Bitcoin on the 2 point and the 4 point, you should be very happy right now. I hope I helped you with that one. I didn't do Neo Bitcoin myself. I wish I did. But if you jumped in here, you're up 35%. And if you jumped in here, you're up 100%. Okay, we always want to get 100, 150, 200% if we can between waves 2 and 5. Neo US dollar is a trade I'm in. It's been a frustrating one, but you got to be real with your expectations, guys. So I've been in this since November-ish, so 1 month, which seems like a long time in crypto, but I mean, come on, guys, give me a break. 1 month to make 150% there, and then it came down, we bought some more, and then we finished with 220%. Okay, Rise took a few days, Neo's going to take a month. But you can see the importance of having a map, because you wash out all of this up, down, that you guys just sit in your computer and seem to chase all day. Oh, it's up, it's down, shit, it's panicking, what's happened? Was there some news? Was there some FUD? People are asking me whether I take tweets and news stories and stuff into consideration when I trade. I do not. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just me. Someone put it, how easy is it to send out a tweet saying, our potcoin is going to take a large percentage of the $51 billion marijuana trade. And everybody wants to buy a potcoin, and then it just drops back down again. It's not the smartest way to trade. So to be honest with you, I'm not a part of any, I'm a part of a couple of Telegram channels with some ICOs, but more to do with when they're launching, and I'm in those ICOs, which I'm probably not going to do a hell of a lot of ICOs in the future, to be honest. I'd rather spend my money on the trading the swings. So Neo US dollar, I mean, I can't complain, right? $10,000 in, by the end is going to give me $30,000 back over 1 month. Okay, hopefully. Probably say that and the whole thing will tank down and stop loss won't work and I'll lose 10 grand. I don't know, but I'm happy. It's really been. It took its time around the $50 mark, and then it took its time again around the $60. So you can see it consolidating, and then it goes up, and then somebody presses the red button at the Bittrex office, and everything dies down again. But it seems to be and same with everything. You can see it's holding this constant trend up, even right from the beginning. I don't have it when it was ant shares, but everything is trending up. And look at the way how it's broken out away from that trend line. So things do need to come back in and ebb and flow, ebb and flow, ebb and flow. Okay, that's what happens in the market. So you can't panic to it. So like even if this was to come right down and tag the trend line, people who chased it, all of these people in here are going to lose their money and think that it's in a bear market, but it's not. Everything's trending up. Okay. IOTA is a trade we took the other day. Same thing, consolidating along. IOTA, I played a swing. I think we played one of these smaller swings in here, this one to like this one, and made 140% or something very, 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 very quick. I think I bought it like, I did that one in US dollar. It was 51 cents and sold it $1.50, and then it went to $4, and I was regretting selling it, and then it dived all the way back down. So you just take your profit, and that's it. So looking at, now I've now re-entered IOTA Bitcoin. I re-entered a little bit high based on this flag movement here and these previous hot ties. And at the time, it was back here. The indicators down the bottom here were showing we were at the bottom and we were looking for some strength. So I mean, it's not looking so strong now. I don't know what's happened in the last day or two. Everything sort of seems to have turned down on IOTA for a little bit there. So with IOTA, I'm going to just write it out. We're in a little bit of profit. I might put a stop loss on it. But, you know, you can see that we're ramping up here. So if we can stay above this ramp, so it may come down here and touch the cloud. But if we can stay above this ramp and just keep moving in a positive direction, we may get that sudden impulse that goes up. So just watch it. Again, if it comes down to break through this ramp, I'm just going to stop out at break even and I'll look to rebuy somewhere else. Because it does this move a few times. This is what happens. Everything's green and then it goes red. So just got to make sure you don't get caught out, guys. And you know, if a stop loss stops you out and then it impulses before you rebuy, okay, so be it. So be it. That's trading. Find another trade. But I'm going to stay in IOTA for now. And the same thing, I think we're going to come up and challenge this top up here. Okay. Sorry, that's wrong. So you can really see the expansion of where the market's going. From this cycle all the way down, this cycle is much bigger. Same thing, look, right on these tops just here was the exact point. So here, these double tops are right here. If we move into the current day, it's the exact point where it come down, it met resistance, it turned around, and it tried to find support on the same line. So don't overestimate, guys, the importance of previous history points. Okay? And look, even we go right across here, look. This almost candled to here. And I'm sure if we spread it out a bit further. Okay, so that sort of seems to be in there. Runs across that top, it runs through those tops, and it's exactly the same spot here where we met a little bit of resistance and now we've met support. It's bounced on that line again. So we can zoom it in so you can see it a bit better. Get rid of the cloud. So what I'm talking about is the historical point from the old cycle that came across here. So you can see it broke, it hit that line, it came up, it hit that line again, and it went up. It may come down and hit that line again, maybe. But as long as we can stay above this ramp, then I'm cool. I'm cool with IOTA. Because it's one that I want to hold on to for long term as well. So I want to play the swing and then I want to put some in the piggy bank. Okay. Let's have a look at Rise again. Just to show you how the market works, guys. Okay. So there's the previous cycle. Here's the one that we made 280% on. And now it's the same thing as Ripple, okay? This could be doing an A. If you didn't sell at the 5, you're going to get an opportunity to always to sell on the B. But maybe this will just extend, and then meaning that this is just a wave 1 and a 2 and a 3. So we really, you can just see it's just starting to turn on a 6 hour. It's still falling on the daily. You see the same pattern over and over and over on the coins. So that looks super, super strong. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a small A, B, maybe down to here, and then we're going to impulse out again. Yeah, so there's still a lot of volume actually going out. But keep your eye on Rise as another one, because it's the same thing. Wherever we come out, I think we're going to get another wave that's going to go and challenge the top of this high over here. Okay. Sorry. So, and we're seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Same as Ripple, same as everything. So let's keep going through the Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash, same thing. Huge expansion in price. You know, you got to remember Bitcoin Cash was down here at $200 just in November. I mean, that's huge, guys. Right? It's huge, 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 huge. From just in November, before November to now, okay, 1,106%. All right. So it's made these huge expansions in price, and it's finishing out its cycle A, B, C. But it's kind of looking like it wants to take off again to me in here. So Bitcoin Cash, I think, would be another one that you could look at. I mean, we got in down here. I also bought some back here at 200 and sold it at 500 like an idiot, and then rebought it at 600, and then it dropped to 300, and I sold it, and I did all of that shit. I did all of it. But you can see again, it's huge progression in trend. Okay, we're just continuing up and up and up and up, and until we have these really big falls that come down and break the trend, we're going to have a really, really good year, honestly. Okay, Litecoin, same thing. I did say the other day that I think it may come down and challenge 180 down in here. Yeah, down in here. But it seems to have turned around and found support right here, and we're going to see what it does on this line right here. Okay. So, 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So it didn't want to come down to here just yet, and now we're looking for some support here. So just let it play, because you don't want to fall into this trap where it starts to go up and you buy it here and then it does this. Okay. Because this could easily just go like this. So you've got to react rather than anticipate. Don't anticipate what it's going to do. React to what it's doing. Okay. So even if this takes up here now, don't chase it. Don't be chasing it. Let it drift back down. Okay. But there's going to be really big opportunities for all of these coins. And even if you do buy it now, it's going to turn. And I still got my original target of 440, which will be the next point that I take some money. But Litecoin is one I want to store, and it's just completing a complete cycle. Okay. Ethereum, same thing, exactly the same thing. Huge expansions in price. Huge expansions in price. So as long as we stay in these channels, we're just bouncing sideways for a little while. Okay. If we measure this move here, okay, you can see it keeps wanting to bounce off of this line here at 680, and it tests 750 and it comes back down. But the first time I bought Ethereum back under 200, it did the same thing. And this is what I mean by sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times to get into a trade. You buy it here, it hits the line, it meets resistance. Boom. You go again, meets resistance, same spot. So we're going to find out very shortly what it does at 750, whether it's going to continue on or whether it's just going to come back to the trend line. But there is going to be a point when this starts to take off again, okay? And my next take some money off the table is between 14 and 1500, okay? And even if you miss this, it may go up and then you're going to catch it on a wave too. It's not going to shoot directly from there straight up to there. It's not going to do that, okay? Zcash, same thing. All the same. They're all following the same pattern. So if you misdrop it, and you can see, really obvious, nice, even trend. So if you take all of the noise out of it, that's your reality, guys. Okay? That's your reality. Something like that. Something like that. That's your reality. That it can come back down. And we had such huge expansions in price. But with all of the money coming in, look, I bought under $100. So even if that tags down all the way to here, to 275, I've still nearly tripled my money. Okay? I took some off the table up here. It kept going. I didn't chase it. And look what happens. It comes back down. I got people messaging me telling me that they lost on Zcash. Sorry. How can you lose? The only way you can lose is if you're buying it at the wrong place. So Zcash, sorry, not Litecoin. Zcash is a big one for me. And I think it's a very limited supply coin. And I'm going to be using these opportunities to try and take some more. See, same thing. It's coming down, it's going into the box. It comes down, it goes into the box. It comes down, and it's just trying to find some support. And because we had such a big expansion in price, you can see the 6 hours turning, same on every, the daily is looking really strong. This will come down and turn. So over the next week, I'm probably going to be calling this one a buy. All right, the weekly is still pointing at the moon. So I'm going to be taking an opportunity very soon, again, to probably look. We'll see what happens here. Because we are in a, and it's the same, you can do the same thing as what we did before. Take a downward trend. Something like this, maybe. And see if we can get up and break the downward trend. And we can do it like that as well. And see if we can keep it up there. But I'd probably be more intent to do it like this. Okay. And see if we can get that to moon up out of there. It tried here and it failed. Okay. So you can see we're just breaking out of it now. Okay. So it's very important to see what it does between those two areas in here. Okay. Whether it, and in this box area here, if it turns around and again, or whether it can break this downward channel. this downward wedge here. But overall, it's a big upward trend again. Litecoin, Ethereum, Zcash. Right. So a few coins that you guys have asked me to look at for you. Verge. I mean, I don't understand why everybody's talking about Verge all the time in the room. I don't kind of understand, but I don't get emotionally attached to any coin. Don't really care about the news. I mean, I care about the news because of how much I love crypto and want it to succeed. But I want to start seeing some of these companies actually put some shit into place. To be honest, I can draw up a white paper and have one on there tomorrow and call it the Cryptogasm coin, and you know, I don't know. We give good cryptogasms for I don't know, right? But I want to start seeing these companies actually bring something into fruition. To be honest, soon. I'm in a company called Centra, and I keep getting emails about registering the wallet, and we're going to send you the ATM card, and I'm really excited for it because Centra is a Visa and MasterCard that connects to your Centra wallet, and you can use your digital assets to start buying things around the world like you do with a MasterCard. So that's really, really exciting. And you know, there's a couple of ones like that, like Pay and things like that. But I'm in Centra. So let's see. So Verge, I mean, look, we nailed the re-entry support. So there's nothing really to discuss. It's going to the plan. If you follow the plan and you didn't chase, I think what some of you did, right, and yeah, I'm talking to you, who saw it go like this, the green dildo, and chased it, and then it come back down again. So you're worrying yourself with all of this sort of stuff when you shouldn't be, if you're getting at the right places. Okay. So it's following the plan. Weekly looks super strong. Daily looks super strong. And short term, it's probably from this impulse. So I wouldn't be surprised if this flags up out of there, to be honest with you. You know, this could do something like this. I mean, I'll draw a little flagpole and see what happens. But this could do something like yeah, so this could do something like this, guys. Okay. This could do something like this. I mean, it's right on that trend line now. I wouldn't be, oh God, it's a bit wonky, isn't it? Let me get rid of that. Draw a straight line. So I wouldn't be surprised if this just did something like this to get to your target. Out of this flag. If that starts to turn, like it is doing, okay, it could get you up to your target, something like that. But I don't think you've got any reason for anything to worry about with this one. And it's something I'll probably look to enter. Yeah. This is just the first, you know, the other way of looking at these things, guys, as well, with all the money that's coming in, okay, is just that all this is a wave one. And the ABC will be the 2 and the 3 and the 4. Okay, so you don't have to be a rush to get into these things, and then, you know, it follows the trend line of everything else in crypto at the moment. Until people start mortgaging their houses shit, and then the shit crashes, and then it's going to come like this. But, you know, we've got 6 months of really using our opportunities here to... So we're just building now first big waves, and then we play these waves within. So, and you may say to me, like, so a lot of people say, why don't I just buy it here and hold it till all the way up? That's fine, and you can do that. The problem for me with that is if you just buy here and you're holding for the big wave, there's a lot of ups and downs. You know, this could easily finish at a 5 and come all the way back down to where you paid for it. So I don't know whether you can deal with that. Whereas me, I'd rather take some money here, take some money here, buy it here, put some over in the piggy bank. That's just me, personally. But if you can withstand all of these 100% swings and 80% swings and not panic, then long-term hold, no problem. It's just not for me and not the way I'm going to do it. And I just want to use these swings to accumulate Bitcoin. And then I'll take some out and I'll put them away long-term. So I've got Verge coins and I've got Ethereum coins and I've got Litecoins and I've got Power coins, and that's OMG coins. That's how I'm going to play it. Another example of patience, which I actually need to check my wallet. I'm not sure whether I sold on my Momentum or not, but you know, it wasn't moving fast enough for everybody, but it stayed in its trend. Okay. And for me now, all this has done is we look at it on a larger scale, time zone. Take out the wicks because there's a lot of, okay. I like to look at charts like this, okay, because we can clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. So we're probably just in a new 1 here, okay? We've just done a retracement of this whole move. Okay, and it held here on the 38.2, hit it twice, look, right on the line twice. And it's progressed off. So again, it's just a big 1 and a 2. So we look at where we can possibly go with this. One, 2. This run could probably come to somewhere in here. Something like that. Okay. And again, look, the daily on power is super strong. 3-day has just turned. Let me have a look at this actually while we're here. So that's now in an upward trend. This is just starting to turn again. There's no other data there. So for me, power, and I really like the project as well, and I'm Aussie, so you know, I kind of like all that shit about it. So if we look at these as just 1, 2, 3, I mean, it's not really a 4, it's too far down, you know, and I think we can look at this as a new cycle. No. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking at this in power as something like this on a longer scale, something like this. Okay, etc. I think that's the way I'm going to play power. Is more on maybe a bit longer, like a month kind of vibe. And if we do it that way, if we just treat, okay, let's switch to the daily. Right. It's all of these candle wicks, man, they drive me crazy. So if we look at this from a daily point of view, we could do something like this even. So this is the wave 1. It came down here and it had a 50% retracement. Okay. So where can this possibly go? Possibly something like this. 1, 2, 3, which is where I had my target first. 4, and then something like that. So if I'm playing power, I'm probably playing it like that and just being a bit more patient with it, because the long term looks really, really good on it. Daily is strong. 3-day is just turned. There is nothing for the weekly. So that's how I would play this swing. And if you got in at the right spot, you know, you're looking at 135%, rebuy, 280%. That seems normal. So that's how I would play power for those of you who are in power. And I also love the concept of what it is. If you haven't seen it, check it out, Decentraland. It's really, really cool. It's the same things. We've actually made a cup and a handle here, right? Which is what's broken it out. So really nice cup, handle, and we've gone up. And we could be flagging now as well. So I would be getting ready for another impulse up there. Sorry, I don't know why I said power. Mana. Which was one that we did get in. Sorry, guys, I'm getting confused with the coins. I'm looking at the side. Mana, not power. So let's get rid of this. Yeah. So right there, that's the way to play mana for me. And then you forget about all this noise. If this comes back down and everybody, it's freaking everybody out. Look at it in a bit more of a longer time frame, and then I think you'll be okay and you'll get up here. And even if it does come back down around, I may look to re-enter that one myself. Okay. Power. Sorry, Power is the Australian project that I like as well. And same thing, people got in and out, and I don't understand why they got in and out. We had our support lines, we found our support, and off it went. Okay, so done its cycle, bled down, very obvious waves, strong, strong. Okay, so everything's continuing. Everything's continuing on Power. If we look at the MACD, it's even better. Just turning from a downtrend into an uptrend on the 6 hour. And that's super, like, really gives me a lot of confidence. That is I mean, it just created a nice longer term uptrend. So those of you in Power, yeah, I mean, you're heading for your target, and you should have a... This is one that I'm in, sorry. Power is one of my trades. 80% on this leg. You know, ultimately we would have loved to have get in down here. I can't remember exactly where we started talking about it, whether it was down here or not, but it's forming really nice waves. And if we can get 80% here, take some profit, put some away, I think, again, the same as the other ones, guys. Then it's gonna come back down, and then I think we're gonna get a wave one that's gonna challenge this top here, like the others. That's what I see. Okay, burst was one that we mentioned, and I did say just chill out on it. I wasn't overly confident at the time. I don't think I still am. Let me just have a quick look at it. I did look at it earlier. It's got a couple of, it started its ramp up and it fell through. It's starting to do it again now. You just got to be really careful, and that's why I like to wait for wave twos, because we did a big move. We've done maybe an A, a B, and a C. So I don't know when this is going to finish. The same thing. The 6 hour now is okay. The 12 hours on the floor and just turning up. This is falling. So I think burst again is going to be 3 days falling, right? So I think this is going to be a buy, but don't be fooled if it goes something like, come on. Don't be fooled if it goes something like this and then like this again, okay? Again, I may get into this, but there's no need to just run and jump because these are all expanding in price so much. There's no need to just run and jump into it. Let the market do its thing. Let it do its thing. All right, so from this breakout here to here, so you can see right here on the 61.8, which would be a normal retracement on a full move. So we got to wait and see. Let's get rid of this one. We just got to wait and see what happens. And same thing, right? So let's look at the current mini downtrend. So it's almost exactly the same as the other one we were looking at. Okay. So it's just going to depend on what happens in this region. Yeah. And for this, we just want to, if you're really interested in and you want to catch this impulse, see, look, it's gone up, it's come down. It's tried to find support in nearly the same spot. So watch it on a smaller time frame. But look, it's been ramping up since back here, look. Okay. So it may come down and tag this line again. And then, so we just got to see where it goes from here. And they do small waves within waves. So even in the hourly, you can see, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 to challenge the top of wave 1. And then maybe a 5, which would be your first wave. Okay, which means then it's going to do a 2. And for me, that's the point I would look to buy. 3, and we make money on those swings. And then it'll do the same. That's the way to do it. So if you're sitting there and you're watching and this starts to break up out of here on this small time frame, you could probably grab that. But I do think it's going to do this up. But it may chop its way up there along the trend line. So for me, I would rather let it do its thing and then react to what it actually does rather than anticipate it's going to take off. Because you can anticipate. Assumption, man, is the mother of all evils. Goes up, boom, comes down. So don't just assume. I want to see it get above this trend line and start making some new waves. 2 more you had on the list, VTC. This was one I called out quite a while ago, and again, everybody sort of got impatient with it, including myself. I stopped out on this one and didn't re-enter. But same thing, it's starting to ramp up. There's going to be so many opportunities to buy, guys, that you've really just got to pick your thing and stick with it. So we can see we're starting to ramp up on the hourly. Okay, I'm sure if we zoom right in, we'll probably see the same kind of, 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to make a 5, and that'll be our wave 1, and then we let it come down, and then we grab it. But you could be watching that, and if you can get in on the impulse, great. Something like that. Okay. And yeah, so it's bounced off of this line and it's now hit this line, which has met resistance. So again, I don't know, that might fall through back onto this line. It might hit here and find, you kind of want to see what it's doing in here now. Right in there. So they're all making the same kind of patterns. Look, it goes into the box, it comes out, it goes in, it comes out, it breaks out, falls back through. It's very, very choppy. They're just starting to build up steam, all of these coins. You're going to have so many opportunities. So this will be the last one we look at. I always look at it and think it says grotesque coin. You are so grotesque, you coin. All right, so if we look at it, this one, same thing. I mean, it's out of a buy zone. It's chopping. 6 hour looks like strong is going to head towards its target. Just turned up. It's got, yeah. So this one's going to chop a little bit. And, you know, I mean, this could even come back down to the buy zone. But if you're in it, put your stop loss at your entry. Hopefully you got a good entry. And because it could always come down and tag the trend, fall through it, go back up. So it's not a buy, it's not a sell. If you're in it, great. If you're not, don't buy it. And that's it. Let me just check. I think that's all of it today. Sorry it took a bit long. I believe we have covered everything. Capricorn was the other one I was looking at. And it's the same thing. Look, it's doing this move and this impulse out, right? So this is definitely a coin to watch. Capri coin or Capricorn, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but I got my eye on this one as well. But okay, so it's made a huge impulse out, and now we just got to make sure we get it at the right time. But when I look at the indicators, the longer term ones are still falling, but the MACD is looking strong from the bottom. Okay. Yeah, super strong. So it's right on this line now. Okay, right here. These are the two zones we're looking for. We were looking for it here before and it fell through, see? This other green box here. And it fell through there. So we're right in that area of, if we can start to see a little impulse up out of there, then that one's a buy as well. And then we've got our targets set and we're ready to go. So definitely keep your eyes on Capri coin. Okay. Yeah, see, it's still got to get up through the daily cloud. Yeah, this could just chop and change and drop down a little bit and come up. So just keep your eye on it, but that is going to be a buy soon, Capri coin. All right, guys, so that's it from me. I am Cryptogasm. We are Cryptogasmic. Really pumped about 2018, guys. We're going to be launching a new platform exclusive for our members, and the first 100 people that come on board are going to get lifetime membership. After that, it'll be 1 year memberships. But it's going to be your only place you need to go to for crypto. We're going to have 24-hour chart advisors in the chat room. So while you build your confidence, we can be checking your charts for you and advise you. We will never say buy, don't buy, but we will advise what we see. We're going to have a big area for ICOs. For people, we're going to sort out the shit from the good ones. Lots of interviews with people that own ICOs and recommending ICOs. 24-hour chat. We're going to have a complete learning center that has just loads of instructional videos about everything with trading and how to really hone your trading skills. We're going to have a charity platform involved, so when we win on trades, we're going to donate money to various charities, which you guys are going to help me pick where we're going to send the money. So Cryptogasmic, I really want to create a community, guys, that cares for each other, and our real main goal is to help other people, help ourselves, and at the end of the day, I want you all to achieve some financial freedom, even if that means some extra spending money on the side from your job, or it means it clears your student debt, or whether it means it's now your full-time job, or whatever it is. I want to help you attain financial freedom so you're not a fucking slave to the man. All right? We want to put the finger right up the arse of the government, the finger up the arse of the banks. Fuck all of them. We've had enough. Too much. Enough of living our lives like this, and we're setting it up for generations down the road. So looking to do really beautiful things with Cryptogasmic, guys, and I hope you can be on board with it. We should have the platform up by about the middle of January, and everything will be there on the website. Our signals, we'll be tracking the signals, what we're buying, where we're selling, 24-hour advice for your charts in the chat room, educational tools, personal lessons, private one-on-ones, lots of market update videos, and it'll all be exclusive for members. Okay, so take it easy, guys. 2018, bring it on! Green dildos 2018. All right, guys, love you all. Take it easy, and I look forward to seeing you next year. All right, ciao for now. Bye-bye.